Hello, friends. I am back from Louisville, Kentucky, and wow, what a fun weekend we had at Keto Pa-LOU-Za 2023. Autumn and Richard completely outdid themselves and made this conference, which started up initially as a meetup, keep that in mind, 4 years ago, was a meetup with, I think she said 30, 35 people. They had 340 attendees at Keto Pa-LOU-Za 2023. That is absolutely incredible and has to be one of the most fun events that I have attended. So, I'm not super old in this whole keto sphere space or anything like that. I started my journey back in 2020, as I've told you guys in my story. And I heard about Autumn through Dr. Barry in 2021, and it was right before she did Keto Pa-LOU-Za 2021. So I started following her, watching videos, getting on the lives that she and Richard would do. Decided to become a patron for her because I really liked how she approached things. I liked how real she is, and she's like my people. So I started paying attention to her, became a patron in 21, and was not able to swing doing Keto Pa-LOU-Za 2022. Just timing was off. Things were happening around here, and it wasn't happening. So when she started planning 2023, I was like, gosh, I really want to go. But my husband and I did the cruise this year in June. And then we also did Antithetic in Baltimore in July. And I just didn't see how we could swing doing a third event in 1 year because number one, time, and number two, money. And it's just one of those things where, okay, something had to give. And so I didn't think that we were going to be able to attend. So now with me being a part of the low carb cruise committee, these ladies, peer pressured me. Just kidding. Wasn't peer pressured, but convinced me that it would be so much fun for the three of us to be able to go and attend this all together because it was our first time doing Keto Pa-LOU-Za. And why not do it all three together and experience all the funness that we could at the same time. So I am super happy that we were able to make it work out. We flew there Thursday night. We were up all day Thursday, all night Thursday night, all day Friday, because of course we had to do the touristy thing because that's what we do when we fly all night. And I was up for about 38 hours before I actually ended up going to bed on Friday night. I was so excited for Name That Tune. They have been talking about this for months, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna rock it because I love music. I love all different kinds of music. My music selection is super eclectic. So I was like, we are totally gonna win this. And by 8:10 on Friday night, Kentucky time, 5 o'clock Arizona time, I was toast. And I'm like, I cannot hang anymore. I couldn't pump any more caffeine into this body. And I was done. When your body tells you something, you need to listen to it. And I listened. So we went up to our room, and within 10 minutes of me putting my head on the pillow, I was out. And I did not wake up until 7:40 that next morning, Saturday morning. Rushed to get ready and get myself, somewhat presentable to be around a bunch of people. And so we did breakfast really quick at the hotel. And then we went into the conference room. We were able to go to the vendor area briefly because, again, we were running so late for the actual conference to start, and I didn't want to miss anybody, especially since they started off with Joe and Rachel, and they are so much fun, and they get you in the mood and get you ready to go for the day that's ahead of you. So we saw some vendors, got to visit with Chris and Miriam and Lynette and Holly at Keto Chow. I love them. I really got a good connection with them on the low carb cruise this past year, and just they're such fun people and just amazing human beings. So I was really excited to be able to reconnect with them again, spend some time with them, just chit chat, and then went in to go listen to the speakers. So we had Joe and Rachel. We had Maria, who is, of course, my husband's absolute favorite. And she even called him out on stage, which he was like, Maria. So he had a great weekend because he got to sit and talk to Maria again and visit with her and give her a hug. And we just kept running into her throughout the whole weekend too, which just made him happy, including before we left the airport. We ran into Maria at the airport. So, my husband's, whole weekend was just filled with Maria Emmerich, and he couldn't be more happy. And so we had Dr. Boz, loved her. She sat with us for a little bit. We got to visit with her. Dr. Tony Hampton, who will be on the low carb cruise. I was introduced to him also through Dr. Barry back in the PhD Summit. That's where I heard about a lot of people. Dr. Hampton, Dr. Sivas, Kim, Nurse Cindy, so many individuals who are just absolute geniuses. Dr. Bickman. So I heard a lot about them, or found out about them from Dr. Barry's PhD Summit in 2020 because it was virtual. So of course I had it blasted on our big screen in our living room, and the opportunity to get to meet these people in person and actually have conversations with them, it's awesome. Like, they're real people. They're not celebrities. They're not somebody that you should be afraid to approach. Like, they're individuals, and they want to help others better themselves and become the healthiest versions that they possibly can. So that's why I love these smaller, more intimate setting type of conference. I don't want to say conference. It is a conference, but it's not like a convention or anything crazy like that. I like that I can actually have conversations with people, getting to talk to Dr. Barry over this weekend, getting to talk to Kim again this weekend. Again, Dr. Hampton, got to speak with him and meet his beautiful wife, Karen. Maria was there, Dr. Boz, Ryan Lowry, who he's a new one to me, and listening to his presentation was fantastic. These people are they're so filled with knowledge, and they want to share it, and they're not trying to better themselves or boost their own egos or anything like that. Like, they have the best of intentions when it comes to presenting and sharing the information and the knowledge that they have with all the rest of us. I think one of my most favorite parts of this weekend, though, was being able to meet my online friends that I've known for, 1, 2, 3 years, who are regulars at Keto Pa-LOU-Za, or are, they were new to it this year. But finally being able to meet people in person, it's so fun. And just knowing, okay, you are legitimately this cool. You are actually this sweet. You are a real person. You are not a persona. That was super exciting for me. It's very fun. I love real people. And so that's why I tend to be a little bit more drawn to the people who are a little more, I don't want to say raw, but they're legit. Like, they're not phony in what they post. They post real life things, which is exactly how I do it. And so I respect people who are comfortable enough to do the same, and, share all the good, the bad, and the ugly. So it was really exciting. And I am just going to post, pictures here of people that I've spoken with. These are ladies I've done challenges with. Several of them I met through Bronson's coaching, when we did a 10-week challenge with him last year. And so being able to actually see them and hug them and be in person and have conversations, it's wonderful, because yeah, you are actually my friend. You are the person that I thought you were, that drew me to you. So that, I think, was the best part of being at Keto Pa-LOU-Za, and being able to just visit like any friend that would live in the same town as you, because it's not any sort of weirdness or anything like that. It was completely natural. It flows just like a regular friendship, which, sometimes online things can get a little bit weird, but every single one of these women they're very special to me, and they've been very, very supportive to me as well, not only on my personal journey, but also me stepping into the role as a health coach and cheering me on through this entire process, and being excited for my growth and not feeling threatened by me or anything like that. So to these women, you were all so wonderful. It was very exciting to meet you this weekend, and I appreciate every single one of you. Sunday morning, we had the walk. We actually walked to Indiana. Apparently, I don't remember a whole lot of geography from when I was younger, and didn't realize that Louisville was just right across the river from Indiana. So she organizes a walk every morning, the Sunday of Keto Pa-LOU-Za, and you've got 3 different options. I think it was 1.5 miles, 3 mile, and 4.5. So my husband and I did the 4.5 mile walk, which, like, I think it was like 42 degrees or something like that, 45 degrees. And your girl's a desert rat, and it was beautiful outside. It was like the perfect weather to do this walk in. I was layered, multiple layers of sweatshirts, not going to lie, but it was gorgeous. And what a fun and beautiful town Louisville is. Like, I had no idea how truly lovely it was. And so we did this walk through, from the hotel, through the park, the riverfront park, and then over the pedestrian bridge into Indiana. Got our towel, woo, Keto Pa-LOU-Za, and made our way back. And yeah, it was about 4.5 miles, and wasn't exhausted afterwards or anything like that. But walking in Kentucky on a trail, or the riverfront, the bridge, and things like that, is very different than hiking mountains, which I'm used to doing, which exhaust me. So the theme towards the end of the conference was autumn, referring to next year, and everybody saying Keto Pa-LOU-Za 2024 asterisks. There was the asterisk that was there, because it was a wonder of, okay, well, are we going to do it? I truly, truly hope she does, because I know the amount of work that she put into planning this event, and how well it went off, and the things that people got out of it. I mean, the testimonials people gave at the end of brunch and the presentation and everything Sunday morning, she needs to do this again. Like, there are people who responded in such a positive way to this particular conference that I hope and pray that she does do it at least one more year. I told her in a live a couple months ago, 5 is a good number. 5 years, that would be a good number. And if she decided that she didn't want to do it anymore, 5 years is a great number to end it on. I hope she doesn't, but we'll see. So if you get the opportunity to attend Keto Pa-LOU-Za in the future, do it. Do it. It is not like anything else that's out there. And she has truly inspired me to try and create something in Arizona that is very similar, so that it's not a formal setting. It is casual. It is fun. It is family. You know, there are so many people out there who want to meet others that are like them. You know, other people who do low carb, other people who do keto, carnivore, lion, whatever you call yourself, whatever diet you follow, they're all out there. They just don't realize they have as much support available to them and as many other people who they can include in their lives out there. So I am totally inspired to try and get something going out here in Arizona. And I've actually talked to another coach out here, and it's going to be really fun to see if we can get something going in this next year so that there is an event like this for us Arizona folks, because I met 2 other Arizona ladies who flew to Keto Pa-LOU-Za, and I had no idea that we had more Arizona people there than the people that I originally knew about. So I made 2 new friends this weekend who just happened to be from the same state I am. They live an hour and a half away from me, but that's okay because we live in the same area and we can all be together here and support each other in a central location somewhere in the Phoenix area. So we'll see how planning goes for that. And then on kind of a funny personal note, I think somebody at Southwest Airlines had a boxing match with my suitcase, because this is how it came off the conveyor belt when it was taken off the plane. I'm not going to sit here and bash Southwest Airlines. I had a rough trip home. I really did. We were delayed because of maintenance issues. The air conditioner stopped working halfway through our flight, which was really rough. My bag came out all beat to hell. But you know what? It's stuff. It's things. It happens. And it's not going to ruin my day. It's not going to ruin my memories of the trip out there. And okay, it happened. Next. So I just thought you guys would get a kick out of what happened to my suitcase that's less than a year old. I think it might actually be less than 6 months old. The first trip it went on was the low carb cruise. So that's my Keto Pa-LOU-Za recap. It was so much fun. Thank you to Autumn and Richard. I doubt they'll ever see this, but it's okay. Thank you so much for putting on such a fun event and for making it so inviting and welcoming for everybody, not just the people that are your OG followers and friends and people who you have inspired by your story and your journey. So, all right, guys. I will be checking in with you more regularly. Again, like I said, I started a program with Coach Natalie Grasso, and it will be going through the end of the year. So yes, coaches need coaches. I am not perfect. My journey is far from over. And yeah, I need the support of another health and fitness coach to help me along my journey, because the way she does things are differently than the way Bronson does things, and a little bit differently than the way I do things. So yes, coaches need coaches. And it's okay to admit that, because none of us are perfect. So have a fantastic week. Enjoy your life and just keep smiling, okay? I'll see you guys later. Bye.